Today I will discuss the definition of cultural appropriation, common misconceptions, and ways to engage with other cultures respectfully. In 2018, Kim Kardashian faced backlash for wearing Fulani braids, a traditional hairstyle of the Fulani people of West Africa. Karen K. Nesvik wrote in a Teen Vogue on March 3, 2020, that people criticize Kim Kardashian for appropriating Black culture and not acknowledging the hairstyle's origin or the historical discrimination faced by Black women for wearing similar styles. People argued that when worn by Black people, it was deemed as ghetto and unprofessional, but when worn by influencers or celebrities, it is seen as fashionable and trendy. Cultural appropriation is often misinterpreted, leading to unnecessary controversy. That's why understanding the difference between appreciation, exchange, and harmful appropriation is very crucial to establish respectful intercultural interactions and avoiding the perpetuation of cultural insensitivity. Cultural appropriation is when a dominant culture adopts elements from a minority culture without understanding or respect, often trivializing or commercializing their significance. A common misconception with cultural appropriation is people often mistake cultural exchange or appreciation with appropriation. The key difference lies in respect and power dynamics. Cultural exchange is reciprocal sharing, while appreciation involves understanding without adoption. Appropriation, however, takes elements without understanding or respecting their original context. Often due to power imbalance, people confuse them because on the surface, all three involve engaging with another culture, but appropriation lacks the essential elements of respect and reciprocity. Examples of cultural appropriation is using sacred symbols or imagery of another culture in a way that is disrespectful or tribalizing, adopting hairstyles or practicing beauty from another culture without acknowledging their origins, or the discrimination faced by people who naturally have those features, using traditional music, dance, or art forms from another culture without permission or credit, and profiting from another culture's products or knowledge without compensating or acknowledging the original creators. Cultural appropriation involves understanding the original culture because it takes time to learn about history and tradition. This helps us see why certain things are important to people who created them. When it comes to respecting the original culture, you should be able to appreciate and avoid disrespecting their traditions. To honor a culture, you give credit to the people who created it. In her honor thesis, A Stolen Culture, The Harmful Effects of Appropriation, Amara argues that cultural appropriation is more than taking an already developed idea. It's taking from the hard work, talent, or ideas from people of color by white artists and people with influence and seen to be in a more positive respect. Dynamics are important to understanding cultural appreciation because they shape how different cultures interact with each other. This helps prevent other cultures from stealing from each other. Example of respectful cultural appreciation would be learning about people of color's hair as a white person. Another example would be learning how to tie a traditional African scarf, and these are great ways to appreciate another culture. Harmful effects of misinterpreting cultural appreciation from appropriation is we could potentially suppress cultural creativity. Incorrect accusations of cultural appropriation can suppress creativity and cultural exchange in many ways. People may fear of being accused of cultural appropriation and not explore. This is why it is important to recognize the difference from appropriation and appreciation in the beginning. Misinterpretation can create unnecessary division and resentment between cultures in a lot of ways. One of the ways is when people misuse other cultures' language or using a traditional symbol as artwork to hang on walls. Intent is a person's reason for their actions. An example can be wearing certain cultural clothes because you like them. The impact of this is the people of the culture whose clothes you're wearing can be offended or take it the wrong way. Cultural appropriation is often misinterpreted, causing problems between cultures. This is why respectful cultural exchange is important because being respectful allows us to learn from one another and build deeper connections. Cultural appreciation means learning from another culture with respect. Cultural appropriation is when other culture traditions are done without understanding the history or gaining permission from that specific culture. When people choose to understand rather than judge and come together instead of separating, culture can become more than just an identity. It can become a pathway to more than what we know. It can share traditions and a lot of things from outside culture. And yeah, that's it.